So thanks for all your participation. And before the workshop begins, let's invite all the guests to have a group photo session. Dorby, Marco, and Luke, please come to the front and take a photo. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. It's been great to get a sense of your app discovery process and the key factors you consider when trying out new smart therapy. Let's kickstart the workshop with our speakers. May I invite Ms. Dorby Leung, Senior UI/UX Designer from GreenTomato, come to the stage.
Hello everyone, my name is Dorby. Today I'm going to share the topic of the power of hyper-personalization, evaluating the mobile user experience. So before talking about this topic, I introduce myself first. My name is Dorby, a senior UI/UX designer from GreenTomato. I have already been in this industry for more than 5 years, and I have worked with a lot of industry, for example, banking, e-commerce, insurance, or e-commerce business. Let's talk about GreenTomato. Our company GreenTomato is a Hong Kong-based innovation consultancy specializing in 2003, and we have already we have more than 500 professional talent all over the world. We have 5 regional offices, including Hong Kong, Taiwan, Guangzhou, Vietnam, and Japan. We also have 15 business units all over the world, and we have already got 100 more local single works. So today I'm going to introduce about hyper-personalization and tell you guys how this works, give you some case study, talking about why using hyper-personalization in UI, UX, and also there's some consideration I have to remind you guys when applying hyper-personalization in UI, UX. So before talking about this topic, we have a little game first. There are sound so similar, but what we're using and executing is using 2 different ways. The sample one, this app is using the data from user, what they liked before, what they browsed before, and what they listened before, using those data and generate a personal playlist to the user. This is sample one. Sorry, it doesn't work. So for example 2, you can find it as an onboarding section. So every one of you have to choose what artist you like, choosing the artist, giving them a level that you like. And then after finish this session, the platform will allow you to have a personal playlist again. What singer you like, and they also suggest the song in the platform. So, so can you guys please put up your hand if you think sample one is personalized? Sample one. Oh yeah. Sample one, yeah. Okay, I saw some of you put up your hand. So I go to the answer is. Or is it? Example one is personalization. Example two is customization. So customization is user have to do extra effort to control their experience. We have to select some choices the platform that provide to us. This is an experience that designed by user themselves. But personalization is talking about compared to the normal one, they also focus on advanced technology for using for analyzing and doing the predictions about user preference and user data. And then also they including an instant adoptions of UI and UX, and we've already discussed it in the next sessions. And also this approach aims to spanning the loyalty members of a food delivery app. So now it's just 7 degrees. She is working in Queenstown and around lunchtime. So she may feel cold and maybe some food is hot. So around lunchtime, the app promoting giving a push-up notice to promote the lunchtime of Japanese restaurant hot ramen is a hot noodle. So how can they do it? So maybe next slide again. So under hyper-personalization, to make it succeed, there's a two big sessions we have to include. The first one is appliance backend system, and other is dynamic component library. So the first features of the system included should be they have to collect user data. You can see it, including the real-time data, locations, the weather, the time, and also the user preference, including what she likes to eat. Is that she is a weekday user or a weekend user? What time she would like to order food in the daily life? She likes to order food in lunchtime, right? So the next thing that the system has to do is profile creation. Based on the data and preference that we collect, and then they create a profile under a lot of hashtags, including the design, the UR present, maybe she like a grid layout or light mode layout. We also included in the profile. So the third thing is the scenario flow. There's a multiple and huge quantity of scenario flow in the system. What this is used is for is every time we're promoting a new message to the user, we have to go through the scenario flow first to predict is it the message is useful to the user. For example, the first scenario is we're now going to sending for user a Japanese restaurant lunchtime promotion. So the first scenario we have to find out is that the user a lunchtime user, and then the second scenario should be is that she likes to eat Japanese food, and based on a lot of scenario we pass through, we can find out the touch point to what time we send a message, what kind of message we're sending out, in what design we were going to present those messages. Yeah, so you can see that we're also mentioned about the dynamic component library. This is a library that they use for present the message. including there is a card phrases, promotion for you sessions, or a banner for just a notice of the promotions. So besides music or movie platform, or I just mentioned a food delivery platform, there's already a lot of industry that are using hyper-personalization nowadays. The first one is Wanderlog. This is an AI travel assistant. They integrate with ChatGPT. The first function they feature is the AI assistant, where you are trying to ask a question, where I want to go, what kind of the island to be in London, and they will give you some suggestions. And also, you may have to browse a lot of blogs inside the app, so they can have records for where you would like to go. This is possible that they can suggest you to go. So you can see in the green boxes, it is where I may search for London Eyes or London Design Outlet. So based on this preference, there also over a auto fill day result. They got a result for planning a day plan. So based on what I like, what I browse, they will suggest a whole day plan for my travel, including London Eye and the outlet, and they also provide some related information from Google, including the address, the website, and the operation hours.
Sing.
Yeah. So they also have features of optimized routes. Point. So you can have better saving time, saving costs, choice. Second one is AI nutrition. At the beginning of the app, they use a customization, finding what's your preference of eating, and also finding maybe you have food allergies or not, or how many meals you would like to have a day, or and they have a food logging system. You can use AI identifications to take a photo of your dishes, maybe it is this is salad, and then they can automatically find out the ingredients in it, and also the carbs or proteins inside. And then they can also integrate with other health apps, for example, the Apple's Health, to find out how many exercise you do a day. So how many calories already burned. So they can calculate the calories goal for you and how many calories you can eat in the rest of the day. And then they will provide you a plan eating, and also including ingredients and recipes. Okay, so using hyper-personalization compared to the traditional travel experience, they not only improving the day when you travel, but also the preparation time. Because the traditional way I have to plan in travel, I have to find a point in Google, read a lot of blogs, finding a lot of KOL, their recommendations, data and the information are everywhere, but they integrated and help you to do a personalized travel plan. So it's different travel experience. And for the nutrition, compared to I have to book a real people nutrition and then wait for hours or wait for a week for them to. Session. So personalization is essentially using nowadays. There are 71% of customers say that they will expect personalization, and 47% of them say that they would attract really and mostly personalized content and according to the marketing research, we found that there are already 40% of global consumer agents. And also 27 of workforce agents are incoming year. That means they have more money and more freedom as they become adults, they can choose spending power. They're reaching around $1 trillion spending power actually in a matter of few years. So you can your app or your platform can attract this group of people that may be benefit to your business. So to attract this group of person, you have to find the expectation of the Gen Z. The first thing is they are digital native. They grow and they live in the digital world. They use the app for learning, for communicating, for shopping, everything they saw on apps. So they have totally different expectations with other generations compared with other generations. They're expert in using apps. So according to the data, we found that they're using 7.7 hours on screen time a day. So compared to other generations, they are relatively longer. And they also have 8 seconds of attention time only. That means if your app cannot provide related information or provide a smooth experience to them within 8 seconds, actually they can find another alternative not using your apps. So move to the business session is hyper-personalization can increase sales and revenues for the business. There are 78% of customers say that they would like to repurchase in the apps when there are personalization. And the company says their personalization efforts target and expected revenues. And also the conversion rate is 200% better than the traditional one. The conversion rate including asking the user to portray in the app or leaving some contact in the app. And also it has reduced the operation cost, especially for the implementation period. For example, the normal implementation period is maybe last for 3 months or more. We have to collect the data from the previous version of apps and then have a data analyze, having evaluation to find out the pain point, and then go to find out the solutions, move to the designer and development sessions, and then the second version of app will run. However, or to keep on using our app here. So, and the advanced technology is not only talking about AI, but there is also some third-party platforms, or actually you can build your system yourself, just based on your ability on it. So if you want to apply hyper-personalization in your business, there are some things you have to consider. The first thing is maybe your business has some marketing considerations. There are limited quantity supply. For example, a ramen shop, a Japanese noodle shop, they can only provide 1,000 promotion. But our large customer there, not everyone having the promotion code. This may cause something unfair. But for the customer, they would just think, oh, why she have it, but I don't have it. So maybe there will be this causing a misunderstanding between the loyalty user and also the app. The second thing is that there may be some differentiation cost because some of the users may like to share their have a record of your brand preference, not only your preference. So when this situation keep on repeatedly happen, the data or the profile will be a little bit confused. So they cannot giving you the relevant recommendation very directly or accurately. And the last thing we have to mention is the data protection and also the usage transparency. The user have a lot of concern on how you're using the data. So we have to always tell them what kind of technology you use to protect their data and also why you're using it, what kind of data you have. Or for some apps, they will also have a control for the user, what kind of data I would like to disclose or what kind of information I would like to share to you. So there's the things that is very important when we use hyper personalization because everything personal data. Hyper-personalization of it, including the advanced backend system and also the dynamic libraries. The second is AI is a helper, not only talking about collecting and analyzing the data, but they also give you a lot of good solutions or good recommendation or even creation like photos or videos solutions. And the third thing is if you want to keep user eyes, keep your app is famous or a lot of people use, maybe Genset is one of the group that you have to pay attention to. Study more about work, the behavior or the expectation on mobile apps. So they may have help you to get more insight for using hyper personalization in your app. So this is the end of my sharing. Thank you very much. Not technical problem today.
Thank you, Dorby, and thanks for the sharing. I think I all of you a lot after the Dorby sharing. And then let us invite Ecommerce and he also will share about some about Generation Z. Yeah.
Right, thank you. So excited to be here to share my knowledge with you guys today. About the technical issue, probably because maybe AI is taking over in the back end or something. I'm not sure, but just kidding. But when we think about technology, right, it's just moving at such a fast pace. But on the other hand, we can't live without it, and it's kind of scary. But thank you for Dorby's sharing on the hyper personalization. And it's quite insightful and fascinating. Okay. Can you turn your okay. Right. So people probably answer. In fact, my last name is but that's what my friends call me. So I've been working in the tech industry for since the .com industry, that trade is really back a long time ago. Been doing design and tech stuff for a long time, and I've been doing a lot of trainings, open trainings, went to school as well, doing workshops. So in recent years, I've been doing a lot of more on the educational side. And but then I still do teach part-time in university schools. And I'm the founder of DxLab, which is so our goal is to help people to get And I also do a lot of UX and UI boot camps. Teaching. And last year I did the boot camp with a group of secondary students from different schools on a 2-day boot camp on using gamifications. So basically taking ideas from young kids and then putting them in actual playable formats, in card games, board games, and it does inspire them, right, to how they apply different ideas and make it fun, make it meaningful, and make it education. These are some of my clients and partners. So let me just start by sharing with this. This is when I went to Shenzhen for, and I was in this restaurant. The sweet, sour, spicy fish. So while I was waiting for the fish, right? So can you go back one slide? Yeah, AI is taking over and stuff. All right, so I teach a lot of UX, and this is the definition I give to my students, usually on the first lesson. And the fun part, where's the fun part? Apps, websites, usually very, to the point, very efficient, but it's not fun. So then, and then we also need to think about target audience, right? Down into different segments in terms of their age. So, we also talked about this Gen Z, right? Of course, we should definitely target this group because they are kind of the majority of the customers to spend in the future. And she also mentioned about spending more than 7 hours on the screen. But then Gen Z, let's take a look at Gen Z. So there are truly digital natives. Well, inclusive, value. So another thing is that they can navigate both digital and physical world with ease. So, the only channel, offline to offline thing, it's just not that good because we grew up this way, using the phone while we're walking. So that's how they grow up, and they're really flexible in their behaviors. So a little bit about Gen Z is that, the youngest is around 12, given that, going up to 27. And with millennials, it's 22, given it from the internet. So, their thinking is quite different because, with millennials, we grow up using social media. Share, but with Gen Z, we're more individual, we're more private, we value, see, and then, they're more flexible in life, and then they seek for work and life integrations. So it's kind of different the way they view career. And brands, right? Here they seek for authenticity, and personalization. But on the other hand, Gen Z, they expect brands to be loyal to them. So that, if a brand does something that breach their privacy or using their data, they don't like it, or they're trying to back because they have so many choices in life. They have TikToks. I can't even name them. There's so many choices that they have. So here's this just big chart overall, comparing the Gen Z and millennials, right? I'm not going to go through them. It's going to take it. But then, if we take a look at the blue part, right? And marketing preference, they value authentic relationship and diverse representations in their brands. They grow up looking at with a worldview, because they have access to the internet. And with social media use, they value more privacy. So now, trying to another topic I wanted to talk about today is gamification. Right? How many of you grew up? Well, I started playing video games when I was 10 years old or something. But with Gen Z is different. They play their with games probably once they're a few months old or whatever they can navigate. It's fascinating how they can navigate the phone and tablets. They can use it right away. It's just like natural to them. So how do we apply that? The definition of gamification is the application of game design elements in the non-gaming context. So meaning that it's worth thinking about applying some fun into a non-gaming situation. And it's like making game-like features and mechanics and enhancing engagement and motivation and participations in apps or websites. So I'm going to give you some examples and see what we can learn from it. There's kind of a lag to it. Oh, did you copy my slide to the entire slide? Yeah, okay, that's why. Thanks for this. All right, okay. So let's take a look at this. Say language learning. So these kind of scenarios, if you can imagine, is quite difficult often to learn an entire new language and speak it fluently. And fitness, I often want to go to the gym, go running, but it's all happening in my mind. It's not happening in real life. Why? There's not enough motivation to it. And changing habits, right? Cultivating good habits, eliminating bad habits, not something good. So let's say, how many of you are using it? A lot, quite a lot. Yes, isn't it fun? All right, so with this, there's a 7.7 billion word huge number. We have 575 billion registers. Wow. Whoa. So it provides more than 40 languages. So here are some of the screen caps from the app. If you're a user of it, you already know that they plan their lessons, right? They plan their services so that it breaks down into kind of like stages and levels. And it resembles quite a lot of a video game. And here, while you're learning the lessons, all of the interactions, very visual, interact. It makes it fun for us to learn. And here also the gamification, the characters and gamification are the parts of the experience in Duolingo. So I don't know all the names of these characters, but in the character design and animation is the kind of and they actually went all the way to hire this professional, Linda, from Cartoon Network. And she used to be in charge of the animation department in Cartoon Network. So you know about Cartoon Network, they focus on kids cartoon, but then they hire a professional to design all these characters. And thinking about if they provide more than 40 languages, it's quite difficult to have. But then they have to do it because whenever the animation is speaking different languages, if it's mismatched, then it feels weird and it doesn't feel authentic. So therefore, they took all the effort in making the expression and also even. And they used a platform called the Guide, which is kind of a game engine where you can map the languages with all the different mouth shapes and mouth movement. So that whenever we're learning whichever language it is, the mouth movement actually matches the voice. Right, and then they took the body movement as one layer and also the mouth as another layer, so that you have a huge amount of combination and those characters to write. And with badges, with badges and achievement, right? Achievement, that is the old interface with the badge design. But then they wanted to make it even more game-like and they would design. And you believe it. If you ever see someone that is learning on and on the leaderboard, you wouldn't believe it. How anxious, how serious they are to really get into the leaderboard, beating other actual learners and players. And not to mention about the app icons, right? They make it so fun. And every time, if you leave this app for quite a while, it changes the expression and the cartoon characters. It begs you to play with that app. And whenever you're doing well, it just kind of make this pose so that that's cool. All right, so here is another example that it's related to fitness. And that is the Nike Run Club. So Nike Run Club started in 2000, but then rebranded in 2016. And now it's considered one of the leading running apps, a fitness app. So what's cool about this app is that it kind of blends the real physical life of doing exercise with the virtual kind of side to it. So they provide a lot of different runs and challenges that you can join and actually join the run. And you can race against your friend as well, join one of the running programs. And again, of course, they have different badge you can collect. And the fun thing about it is you can even track your running shoes and see how many distance you have run with those actual shoes that you own. And this is one of the things I find the most interesting is that you can actually kind of wear the headset and you run along, and you have audio guides that there are people and even celebrities that can speak to you while you run during your physical run. So it's kind of a merge between the virtual world and the physical world while you're doing the exercise. And when you run, you can also share on your social network so that your friends, people know that you're running, can give you some cheers and motivation. Right, so here's the last example that I'm going to share with you guys, and that is an app called the Habitica. So judging by this cover, you might think, oh, it's just a PG game, but anyway, so it started as a Kickstarter project. But it paid for $28,000. Then you got for that's not a lot of money, but at the end it became a really popular and well-known app. That provides motivation and it cultivates your habits. Now, all right, here's the screen cap for it. So what you can do in this platform is that you can make your own to-do list, either daily to-do list, to-do list, that motivates and helps you cultivate your good habits. So whenever you do something, like say you do a positive habit, or performance. Whenever you do a negative habits, you have to be honest with yourself, and then you check the minus checklist, and it'll deduct your life. So that's how it works. So once you earn different points, you can upgrade your own characters. So it's kind of like a to-do list app, but then they make it fun and they make it into an RPG game. And I mean, during my teaching, a lot of my students have tackled this topic before, but it's a practical thing to kind of make a to-do list. And it's a good thought to kind of encourage your good habits, right? But to actually make it work is difficult by just making a to-do list. So here what happens is that it uses visuals and graphics similar to a video game to motivate the users. So while you're collecting points, you can equip yourself, the virtual character, with equipment. And you can even feed your pets. You can even feed your pets and grow up, buy your clothes, buy your outfit as well, and to grow your characters. And that's the main drive of the entire platform, is to kind of target the Gen Z and how they know are into video games and merge the real life and the game together. And here's a screen that when you first set up the account, you pick your avatar's outfit, hairstyle, glasses. And you can even make different quests and ask your virtual buddies to join together and do this a task together. And even you can set up a task where at the end you have the boss that you can kill together with that party. And I find that fascinating. So looking at the gamification, right, there is the psychology behind it, and that is the self-determination theory, where the user would like to actually, pick their own choice, have their own destiny, and be personalized in the way they engage with the app. And also the achievement and motivation that is part of what motivates to keep continuing to engage with our product. And with the operant conditioning is that the user seeks, you give them rewards, when they do the right thing, so that they keep coming back to the app. And on the opposite side is that when they do something, negative, then you punish them with something, negative rewards. And people are born to be social, so therefore the social cognitive theory applies to gamification as well. People are competitive, and also people are socially connected. They like to share their current status with their friends, and at the end, with game mechanics, they also like to compete with people that they know. Okay, so what makes these products so successful? With the three given examples, there's no doubt that they are kind of the leader in their respective area. And they are able to leverage on new technologies and new possibilities. So and also to think of something. So in the case of the world, they're to use the love movement to actually and also, of course, gamification is the core to make the app fun and engaging. With bite-sized chapters and missions so that it is achievable. It is easy to achieve the milestones. And with use effective behavior psychology reward. And also, number 4 is the multiple stimulus, using visual, audio, the takeaway is if you would like to make your product fun and engaging for Gen Z, consider applying all the key elements of gamifications to your product. Whether it is a restaurant CRM interface or other kind of business, think about applying point system, leadership, batch achievement levels. These are things that you can think about.